After the director changes, massive reshoots, and the lack of faith from Disney, this movie had a lot going against it. So was it as bad as we expected? Let's take a crack at it here on Movies in a Nutshell.
Be sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Melee Mob to see all our movie news, reviews, and so much more.
Hello everyone and welcome to Movies in a Nutshell, where we talk about movies in a quick way so you can get on with your day. I am your host, Detective Artemis, and before we go on, hit that thumbs up button because you know you want to like this, man. Please. Today our movie will be Solo, a Star Wars story. In this video we will be talking about spoilers, so if you haven't seen Solo yet, hit that watch later button on this video, go and watch the movie, and then come back in and join in the discussion. Go! Or if you don't care about spoilers, sit back and let's talk. Originally this movie is going to be directed by Lego Movie and 21 Jump Street directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller, and they were almost done filming, but then they got fired due to creative differences. So Ron Howard stepped in at the last second and pretty much reshot almost the whole thing, despite the movie being released about a year later. No pressure, man. First off, no opening title crawl and Star Wars theme song. Alright, we're off to a good start. I wasn't drawn into the movie immediately, especially when you find out that Han Solo is not his actual name. Yeah, that's right, one of the coolest names in all fiction, and it wasn't even his own. It was just given to him by some Imperial recruiter. He's like, alright, what's your name? Han. You got a last name? Nah, I got nothing. Alright. Han Solo it is. Like, I get why they did that, but it sucks. And it's almost like, all right, what's your name, boy? Luke. And what's your last name? I don't know, but I want to be a pilot and kind of walk and fly on the skies, you know? All right, well, Skywalker it is. That sucks, and he's actually a little less cooler now. Good job, Disney. It takes a lot to make Han Solo less cool, although he did die like a little bitch. And with no funeral. Why doesn't Han get a funeral? Boggles me. At first, I really didn't care or like Han and Kara's relationship, because I'm just like, what's the point of investing? I know he's an end of Leia, so why should I care? But then after a while, it actually kind of works. They have some chemistry together, and I kind of want to see them together, even though I know he ends up with Leia, and I know Leia's the right one for him. So it's just, I know it's wrong, but it kind of feels right. Even though on one hand their relationship works in the movie, but on the other one, it kind of makes Han and Leia's relationship a little less iconic. His stock is going down already in this movie, and it just started. They showed Han's dice a lot throughout this movie, and it's like, okay man, we get it, you know? All of a sudden, for no real reason, these dice are actually a part of Han Solo's character now. So it makes for that last moment in The Last Jedi make a lot more sense, because when I think about Han Solo, I think about dice. I didn't really care too much for Woody Harrelson and his crew, though I was actually starting to like Rio, who was actually voiced by Jon Favreau. But then him and Woody Harrelson's girlfriend Val died, and they died so quick, I didn't get a chance to care. Just like, alright, they're dead. Next. The movie finally starts to get interesting when we see Han meet Chewbacca for the first time, where they throw Han in that dungeon and like, oh crap, you know, you expect to see this big monster come and eat him. I'm like, alright, cool, maybe we'll see a Rancor from Return of the Jedi. And it's Chewbacca. I'm like, oh yeah, Chewie's in this movie. Alright. It's not so bad. I enjoyed the scene, and I thought it was a pretty cool way to see how they finally met. Now we just need Bob Saget's voice. The movie gets even more interesting where we finally see Han meet Lando for the first time. I've always been like whatever about Donald Glover, but I actually really like him as Lando. You can tell he did his homework with his mannerisms and his voice tone. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Though I'm pretty sure he might have banged his droid L3 a couple times. That possibility was even addressed in this movie. So I'm just like, alright, well, that's there. He even had good chemistry with the new Han, and that type of thing is really important to the story and important to the characters, so I'm glad it actually kind of worked out. I know no one could ever replace Harrison Ford and Billy D. Williams, but these guys did the best with what they had. It wasn't distracting, and it didn't take me out the movie at any point. So kudos to them, because that was no easy feat. Paul Bettany was great in this movie, even though he didn't have that much screen time. I actually really liked him as a villain. He did more in this movie than he did as Vision in Infinity War. Oh! Darth Maul, holy shit, Darth Maul is finally back. Cool. And apparently he's running a crime syndicate like he did in the Clone Wars cartoon. He also has metal legs like he did in the Clone Wars cartoon, and also how he does in the Rebels cartoon, but the Clone Wars cartoon was deemed non-canon, but the Rebels cartoon is canon. So I don't know what the hell is going on, but it's great to see him back, and now apparently he's gonna go train Kira to be part of the dark side. He even showed his lightsaber and everything. Fucking awesome. I always thought he was the best thing about the prequels. Him, Ian McGregor as Obi-Wan, and the Duel of the Fates theme. That's it. Hopefully we don't see him in his spider legs and eating some rats. Funner fact, Sam Witwer, who plays the voice of Darth Maul in the Clone Wars and Rebels cartoon, comes back and does his voice in this movie. That was awesome, and you might remember him from this little game called The Force Unleashed. That was a really fun game. Part 2, not so much. Warwick Davis continues to be like in every Star Wars movie, and that's pretty awesome because that guy is amazing. You might know him as Leprechaun or Professor Flitwick, but to me he'll always be Wicket. Was that a rhyme? No? I think it was a rhyme. Though to me it'd be pretty funny if like you see all these characters that he plays in this universe in the same room. I wonder how that would go. We finally get to see the famous Kessel Run that Han did in less than 12 parsecs, as he mentioned in A New Hope. This was actually pretty cool and probably the best scene. Kinda like how Rogue One finally explained the decade-old plot hole about the Death Star's easy weakness. This one shows what he was doing and how he did what he bragged about years later. And it also finally silences the people who are just like, a parsec is a unit of distance, not time. Shut up, Big Bang Theory. You're all fucking annoying. This movie boldly sets up a sequel because I guess there were a few things that were left unanswered, like, what will happen to Kira? How the hell did Darth Maul come back? How does Han meet Jabba the Hutt? And where the hell has Vegas been? And why didn't he help Archie when the fake Black Hood broke into his house to shoot his dad? And most importantly, who is Snoke? Who is he? I have not forgotten about that melted face motherfucker yet. Now it's time to rate the movie, so let's take a look at the rating system, starting with the best from the left. We have awesome must watch, damn fine movie, good dumb fun, watch when you're bored, and avoid at all costs. It took a while for this movie to pick up, and when it did, it became interesting and pretty entertaining. We finally get to see how Han became the likable, arrogant smuggler that we all know and love, which made for some pretty good moments, but the way he got his name still bugs me. I cannot let that go. The casting was good and the Darth Maul cameo was awesome, but it also brought a lot of questions, and an obvious sequel is now on the way. This would be a pretty good idea if there wasn't already literally like 10 Star Wars movies currently in development. The best thing to do here is to keep your expectations so low that you won't be disappointed. This was a little hard for me to rate, but here it goes. So I hereby declare Solo a Star Wars story. Good dumb fun. Speaking of Star Wars movies currently in development, the Boba Fett movie is now official and has a director, James Mangold from The Wolverine. Alright, cool. Boba Fett. I hate Boba Fett. So what do you guys rate the movie? Fold in the poll above my head. And what were some of the things that you hated about the movie? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to this amazing channel. I am Detective Artemis, and if you assume everyone will betray you, you will never be disappointed. Bye.